firmly believe here at Duke, in terms of the education mission, that this is a critical time in terms of defining the future of what anesthesia will be. And in that regard, making the future for anesthesia is literally what we're doing. Our fellows do end up going out into really interesting roles in their communities. Academic, private practice, most of them in fact become leaders.
Like many of these big centers, Duke has the reputation of being kind of this quaternary ultra referral center. And so we end up doing the cases that many other institutions, especially locally here in the Southeast, will turn down. As such, I got the opportunity as a fellow to do, re-transplants of lungs, multiple. I probably did more left ventricular assist device placements than I could count. And on patients with complicated anatomy, baseline right ventricular failure, where those are, pretty tenuous cases. I would say that in general, you end up being challenged on a nearly daily basis with the kind of patient population and case volume that we do here.
The pain fellowship here at Duke had an excellent procedural breadth. I certainly think that this fellowship prepared me well to manage complex patients, to have difficult conversations with patients as well about safety and medication management. It's also prepared me to do a wide variety of kind of bread and butter interventional pain techniques as well, which I think can dramatically improve a patient's quality of life.
I think something that everybody looks for is a cohort of very experienced faculty and very challenging cases. And we have those kind of resources coming out our ears. What we also have, though, a focus on developing individuals as consultants, as the individual that other faculty from our own specialty and other specialties who will come to and ask the person for their advice.
Actually, before you even start fellowship, we're contacted by the fellowship program director to identify a research mentor. So I had a research mentor before I had even started, as did all of my other co-fellows, even though they weren't from Duke. That framework was ready to go as soon as you arrive, which definitely helped you to be able to produce a product from that research perspective by the end of fellowship.
We've had fellowships at Duke's for well more than 20 years. Certainly it was my original reason for coming here. We have 8 fellowships. We have, I think, 38 fellows this year. That makes for a really significant number of individuals, and that allows us to put on programs for the group of fellows which develop professionalism, develop careers.
Durham has changed so much. So there's so many more restaurants. DPAC continues to bring Broadway shows to little old Durham. And I think the thing that hasn't changed at all, which is a good thing, are the variety of outdoor activities and how close we are to other major metro centers. So you can always take a weekend trip or a day trip to Wilmington or Charlotte, and so those constants have remained.
I think that raising a family doing your clinical training here at Duke is totally doable, and it's just from a cost of living and kind of place to live standpoint, this is a great place to raise a family. Again, I think that this department, this division, is extremely supportive of family pursuits, as well as kind of the whole other 99% of your life that's not clinical medicine when you're training. And so having the department and division back you up is a big deal.
I knew I would grow and become stronger and better by coming here to Duke, but it exceeded everything I ever expected and continues to do so, quite frankly.